When the government agency DARPA, who some call the mad scientists of the military, ask for hidden underground locations, it can sure put a scare into social media. What can they be looking for?
Supernova-style science news with Julie 7 Sage.
There was a tweet done by DARPA that made the internet go crazy. So, what did the tweet say, and how do I think people heard this tweet?
Attention city dwellers. We're interested in identifying university-owned or commercially managed underground urban tunnels and facilities able to host research and experimentation. It's short notice. We're asking for responses by August 30th at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
And they did it along with these 3 images. The first one honestly looks pretty cool, and I'm personally curious where that is. But the next ones get creepier as it goes on, from what appears to be an abandoned parking lot to something that you see in horror movies where the danger is in the boiler room or the basement. Then they did a follow-up tweet that made this even more ominous, saying,
The ideal space would be a human-made underground environment spanning several city blocks, with a complex layout and multiple stories, including atriums, tunnels, and stairwells. Spaces that are currently closed off from pedestrians or can be temporarily used for testing are of interest.
That sounds seriously creepy. And they added it along with 2 more pictures that are seriously horror movie material. The first one is an abandoned train station, a black and white image of one, by the way, and then something that looks like an abandoned service hallway where something's ready to jump out at you at any second. These tweets made everyone worry. Now, if you don't know what DARPA is, you need to know that to understand why so many people have gotten so worried. DARPA stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which is the central research and development part of the U.S. Department of Defense. They're the people that, depending on who you are, creates the really cool stuff, or creates the things that you have nightmares about. The Boston Dynamics robots like Atlas, the humanoid robot, and Big Dog, the 4-legged one that you've probably seen videos of, started as DARPA projects. They're the same people who are working on the brain-computer interface, where it allows people to have a computer implant that not only allows computers to see what the person is seeing and for the person to communicate to the computers, but also that the people can see videos that the computer is sending them, or for the people controlling the computers to talk to the person. There's nothing scary about that at all! Luckily, they're not being very successful in this right now. They've also made self-guiding sniper bullets that can hit any target that is set onto, and even a weapon named Mayhem that uses molten metal to break through enemies' armor and then explodes. And have you ever had nightmares of bugs being spy drones? Yeah, they're working on that too, where they put implants into actual living bugs and control where they fly. Basically, if you see something technological that looks kinda scary or worries you, most likely DARPA is involved in it somehow. Now knowing what DARPA is, these tweets sound even more ominous. So it makes us ask, what exactly is DARPA doing? Well, they did publicly put out the reason that they had for asking this question. DARPA is hosting a competition called the Subterranean Challenge. It's a robotic challenge to create robots that can quickly map, navigate, and search underground environments during time-sensitive combat operations and disaster response scenarios. For instance, when people are stuck after a part of a mine shaft collapses, it can be extremely dangerous for first responders. So instead, these robots could be sent in to map how the tunnel has changed, where the trapped people are, and a safe way for first responders to get to the trapped people. The Sub-T challenge has two sub-challenges, the systems track and the virtual track. The systems track is where the teams try to make mechanisms that will compete in physical courses to create a robot that can navigate those environments. Here are some of the robots that have entered into the competition. The virtual track is where teams develop software and algorithms using virtual models of environments to compete in simulations of scenarios. Both tracks have to compete in 3 different circuits, or environments they must be tested in, which are the tunnel systems, the urban underground, and the cave networks. The next event is the Urban Underground event, which will take place in February 2020. This is what Darpa was asking for places that the teams could test their robots before the actual event. Even though Darpa is known for some pretty questionable things, and this is seriously one of the most ominous tweets they have ever done, it is for a really good cause. These could have been used in 9/11 or other situations, and could have saved a lot of lives. If you want to learn more, check out the links below. I actually included a bunch of information about Darpa and their projects in the links for you to check out. If you want more cool science news, follow. And remember to share cool science stories with your friends to show your supernova style. Remember, science and technology can be used for good or bad. The thing that Darpa does can seem scary, but the objective is to protect us. So don't fool yourself. The people that are trying to hurt us are trying to find the same technologies. And sometimes to know how to stop them, you have to make them. But it goes to show why knowing real science yourself is so important. And it's important for transparency. That is why scientific papers are written and shared, to spread knowledge. Because us humans, we are always looking for the next scientific discovery or technology, either good or bad.